At yun na nga, nagbabalik tayo sa CFS Grand Finals. Kami pa rin ang kasama nyo. We're down to the final series of the day. It is Team Imperial going up against ang tumalo, ang bumugbog, ang nang-api sa Ubek Maniac. So ngayon, Imperial. Imperial ang ating kakampi dito. It's a big matchup. And I hope Imperial wins.
No, actually, I think the idea right now is for Imperial to lose.
Kasi?
If you want Ubik Maniac to win, kasi kailangan mas maganda yung ano nila, yung map differential nila compared to Imperial. So if either of these teams, right, ruins each other's map differential, you could be going into a tie. And then if Imperial lose today and they lose to Ubik Maniac tomorrow, or tomorrow na ba yun? Yeah, tomorrow,
bukas.
then Ubik Maniac make it into playoffs. Pero yun na nga sinasabi natin mga kaibigan. Last series of the day here, a banger in the making. We're gonna be throwing it back over to China to give you guys a chance to meet the players. See you in a bit.
China, we always expect a super intense match. Hard to predict, always exciting. And here come the teams. First to our stage, proudly representing Brazil, the powerhouse Imperial Esports. Imperial are ready, and so are their opponents. We welcome from China, Evolution Power Gaming! The only thing we can be certain of is that this will be a battle! Our final match of day 4 is getting ready! Let's unlock the future!
And there we go.
Ayun na nga, here we go, Imperial. A battle of giants, the Brazilian powerhouse going up against the bullies of Ubek Maniac dito. Ang Evolution Power Gaming. It's time to witness who comes out on top dito. Pero ito Josh, dito you did bring up an interesting topic kanina, no? Itong dalawang team na to kasi are the two undefeated sa group ng Ubek Maniac. So sabi mo, if manalo ang Evolution Power, mas mataas yung chance. Mas mataas yung chance na makapasok ng playoffs ang Ubek. If manalo naman ang Imperial, tinalo nila ang tumalo sa Ubek. So ang gusto mong sabihin, win-win para sa Ubek kahit anong mangyari dito. Ganun ba?
Yeah, and what we need to happen, pare, is not a 2-0. It has to be a 2-1.
2-1.
Kung di ako nagkakamali. We're gonna have to confirm pagdating ng mga standings natin. No? But, if I'm not mistaken talaga, ang kailangan mangyari dito is for Imperial to lose this match. Ano yan, pare? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
ewan ko na lang. Pero the fact is, this is a big matchup, no? Imperial has been touted as the Brazilian super team talaga dito, and there's been a lot of evidence that supports that. No? When they went up against a Lotus, it was a convincing 2-0, and it's when you look at the roster as well, it's a it's our action-packed roster. You got Danimals, Ryu Zhao, a very,
Ryuza,
very strong
so
rifler,
scary, man.
and an E4S. Nakita naman natin yung shots niya up against a Lotus. It was parang hindi totoo eh yung mga sniper shots dito ni E4S, no. So it's a very, very talented roster of Imperial Esports, the #1 seed of Brazil, and then you got Evolution Power Gaming. I mean, I don't think we don't need to say a lot for EP,
Yeah.
kasi they are also a Chinese powerhouse. I think they're coming #3 from the region of China.
Yeah, that is correct. They are third out of China. Again, the super region of China. Every team that comes out of China, you can expect that their fundamentals are sound because of, again, they get tested against the best of the best over a long time, right? So many matches compared to NA, compared to the number of matches that are played in the Philippines. There's so much practice, so much testing that happens during their regular season that when they get to this point, it's basically bringing themselves all the way to perfection. So that's what it is for these guys that come out of China, out of Vietnam as well.
Yeah, and you consider as well na tinalo sila ng Ubek sa isang mapa. Says a lot about the Philippines dito, no?
Tama.
And this is, remember, the #3 placer ng China, so they placed third in the CFS regional finals of China. But a deeper look into the numbers din naman yung Imperial Esports. Ryu Zhao, E4S, Danimals, lagpas 2 yung KD for all of them in their performances in Group C. Napakalupit ng mga players talaga mga to.
Yeah, that's why they're first out of the group right now in our current group. So again, we need to talk about as well the way that their opponents are going to be playing, right? Evolution Power Gaming, second, but by a very marginal difference between these two teams.
Yeah, and you gotta remember, itong numbers na to na nanggagaling from EPG are only in their match up against Ubek Maniac, no? So, it also is a reflection of how well they performed or how poorly their opponents performed. Lotus being the example para dun sa Imperial, no? Because grabe naman talaga yung pangbuburyo na ginawa ng Imperial. I'm sorry for the term, but it really was a one-sided affair up against Team Lotus. I think that was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, and Team Imperial really just destroyed their opposition. And you know, a very good standing as of late, only dropping 1 game to Ice Games, a team from Brazil. Pero up against a team like Antisocial and Vasco Esports, both very powerful teams. 3-1 win, a convincing win mula dito sa Imperial Esports, no? So it is definitely no joke facing up against this team. And the one thing that scares me the most out of Imperial dito, Josh, no? Whenever they get the momentum, they just keep on rolling. Parang lumalakas lalo yung mga players nito, which is a very scary prospect.
Yeah, so much that you have to worry about right now, knowing that, again, we talked about Imperial as one of these teams that has a dynasty that they have to uphold, right? Vasco, for the longest time, have been the team to watch here for Brazil, and this time, though, it's going to be Imperial. On the other side of this, though, they've got Evolution Power Gaming. Again, we talked about how EP, right now, they are third out of their region. Yes, but they have gone against monsters, right?
Yes.
You got E-Star, you got EDG, Baisha, again, who have been on a downfall for 2024 and even being tested against all gamers, being tested against Q9. But in the end, no, they still made it here to the grand final, which means that they are not one team to be trifled with.
Tsaka yung sa ranking kasi sa China, sometimes it not necessarily reflect the level of playing field. Kahit sabihin natin na #3 sila, no, they still took down the world champs. That is Baisha Gaming, no. Granted, they lost against Q9 tsaka Chengdu All Gamers, pero it still is a reflection of yung mga pinapadala dito ng China.
No?
Oo, yung mga pinapadala dito ng China. Just because #3 sila doesn't mean they're the worst team. That doesn't mean they're ranked #3. No? They just happen to be placing third no regional finals. But the key players dito, Seven and Zay, actually pretty close numbers. I could have gotten the feeling na dapat si Ryu Zhao yung nilagay dito. Up against someone like, I don't know, XQQ siguro or YZK. Pero still very closely matched dito between Seven and Zay. More of the supportive role for these two. No? They provide the flashes and the counter flash strategies for their squad. But when you take a look at the server, doon talaga natin makikita ang performance ng mga teams na to. Uy, shoutout sa desk natin dyan, ha?
Shoutout sa global desk natin ng
Sa
English
ating
desk.
roster. Sneaky Frog, where you at? Wala
Sneaky
si
Frog, where you at? And
today.
he's probably in the comments right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Pero
Wala
yun
si
na nga,
Sneak.
mga kaibigan, last series of the day, we expected this to be a banger. It probably will be a banger. Now, predictions on the floor here. Of course, no surprise, the Chinese broadcast is calling all for EP here.
Yes. Vietnamese, a bit split up, Namlong and Fambong. Alam mo, favorite ko tong si Fambong. Siya yung laging naiiba. Parang, he's just like us for real. Oy, Valdez!
Valdez, my
being
goats.
the only one to change
the only
to
person on the
Evolution
English
Power.
broadcast for EP.
Okay.
That's an interesting thing. No surprise on the Portuguese desk though. So tropa ulit tayo ng mga Brazilian ngayon na Imperial yung pinili natin for today. Pero yeah, I think this also goes to show how powerful Imperial is, right? Knowing that they are, Brazil, not necessarily as complex of a region as China and Vietnam, but they've been on top so many times, right? I mean, you've seen the power of Goken, and he's in antisocial team, the third out of that region. So what more are we gonna see out of the first seed out of Brazil?
Yeah, and we did see a glimpse of that in Alotus. No, I mean, in their match against Alotus, rather. I mean, you got you got former world champs, Ryu Zhao and Danimos, and then with GDSG as well leading the team, touted as the best IGL out of the entirety of Brazil. It really is a star-studded squad. No, E4S, the young gun, is just insane on the sniper. And going up against, EP, a squad that is tried and tested by time, going up and beating the likes of Baisha Gaming. It really is a battle of the behemoths dito, no? So, really exciting matchup at hand. And I'm excited to see just how it is going to go, especially sa ating map dito, no? Habang nagintay tayo magsimula yung ating map dito, shoutout muna tayo dyan sa comments. Yung Ubek Maniac is watching. Shout out.
Oy! Shout out, good
Madam.
luck sa boys bukas. No, si Madam Casey yan, panigurado.
And shout out din sa CF Nation. Uy, shout out kay Didum and Suave. Tayo yun ah. Thank you so much. CF Nation, maraming salamat. Sa lahat ng suporta at sa panonood pa rin dito sa ating Crossfire Philippines. Medyo maaga ata tayo matatapos today unless this goes triple overtime, no? Wag naman sana. Wag naman sana mag-triple overtime dito on all three maps.
Sabi ng Ubek Maniac, pare, kailangan bawiin ng EP or matalo ng EP ang Imperial. Yun nga, sabi ko sa'yo, for Ubek Maniac to make it in to the playoffs, this one situation has to happen. First, EP needs to beat Imperial, and then Ubek Maniac has to beat Imperial as well. That way, their match differential and the map differential as well are going to make it possible for them to get in the playoffs. So, for Ubek, para sa Queen City of the South, no? Mga kaibigan, mga Bisaya, tulad ko, magtaas tayo ng kamay and let's give all the power to Evolution Power. No?
But here we go. I believe we are ready with our map dito. Yun pala, map comparison stats muna tayo dito. Mexico ay whopping 0 maps for Evolution Power. Pero the big standout here for me, that Black Widow map. Ang daming experience dito ng Imperial. Meanwhile, EP, not necessarily a lot, no? Parang 5 or 6 matches lang yung nakita ko out of the entire year. So that could be one out to watch para dito sa Imperial Gaming.
Yeah, I think Imperial, of course, they have a very solid map pool. No, they're a scary prospect, knowing that again they are first out of Brazil, and Brazil as a region, right? They're very fundamentally sound as well. Arguably, they are up there with Vietnam, with China, in terms of like general regional strength, right? But that also still is a question of how styles clash, right? How we saw, say for example, on Knights take down an NA squad that looked good against Wolf Empire, right? But now it's still gonna be a question of rock paper scissors, how stylistically they match up.
Yeah, pero kasi the difference is when you talk about China as a region, you have to be an all-rounder, right? I mean, you have to be prepared for all types of opponents. And Brazil, I would argue that their style is a little bit more pronounced than China. They have a style that is, yes, also versatile, pero their team, as players, they also like challenging angles. They also like being aggressive, which is, I think, the one defining characteristic of Brazil players as a whole that not other regions show. But here we go. Map Vito at hand. Mexico agad yung unang binan dito ng EP.
No
Talagang kaya
surprise.
nilang pumunta doon. And if you remember, nung laban against a Lotus, sub-base yung pinili dito ng Imperial. Ankara naman para sa Evolution Power. So let's see what's up, or what the ban is going to be for Imperial if
Oh,
they're
the Black
gonna let
Widow ban.
Ankara pass by. Oh, Black Widow. Well, they banned it out. Okay. And Imperial, well, they're gonna be the second pick for this map. So I would expect something like Ankara being picked up by Evolution Power dito. Fundamentally, fundamentally Imperial also very good in Ankara.
There you go.
If you remember, Ankara din yung pinili ng Lotus against them, no? And they did beat them 10-5, looking really good with Ryuzao.
Yeah.
Remind ko lang yung viewers, Josh. Si Ryuzao, yung KD niya nung nilaban nila yung Lotus sa Ankara, 3.0.
And that's
Insane.
why Ryuzao is such a scary opponent, man. But ito naman, I mean, it is Ankara, right? It's arguably the best map for China as a region. So, not surprised here. Of course, knowing how EP beat Ubek Maniac on Ankara as well, we have something to look forward to. But here's sub-base to pick out for Imperial. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, not surprising. Ito rin yung ginawa ng Imperial up against a Lotus, no? It's certainly becoming a bit of a trend that they like sub-base. And it makes sense. It makes sense. With their playstyle, they're a team that is heavily reliant on the talent of their players. We talk about Ryuzao, we talk about E4S. The rifling talaga dito is what shines, is what defines Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
And sub-base have enough angles to complement the type of playstyle. When you talk about a site, ang ganda ng possible positions for E4S on the sniper, and then challenging lockers with the rifling dito ni Ryuzao, and this is something that we've seen before. Ang ganda ng playstyle nila ng sub-base going up against a Lotus. So it's not surprising at all that they do pick this up with priority. And the question now begins, ano yung magiging decider map? Eagle Eye Port banned on out. So we're gonna go to Compound for our final map. Well, it's gonna be an absolute battleground. In Compound, both teams have enough foundation, in my opinion, to take us the stretch.
Yeah. I do feel like it might be a full best of 3 here unless Ankara, unless EP actually find a way to beat them on sub-base. Because remember, sub-base is the map where Ubek Maniac beat Evolution Power as well.
Yes.
So we're going to have to see how the stylistic tendencies match up between these two teams, knowing that, of course, Ankara, sub-base rather, it's so dependent on taking those early fights, being able to shut them down before they can even get inside of the site, right? The way that you take control of second mid, the way that you take control of woods as well, very central to being able to secure sub-base as a map.
Mm-hmm. And as I said, it's also about the place. As you said then, Josh, no, it's also about the playstyle and how they complement against each other. So we've seen the playstyle of Imperial. We've also seen Evolution Power, and in Compound, kind of a similar playing field as sub-base. No, you got the extremities of the map where the snipers can sit down, kayang lumunga ng mga snipers, and it's a very similar playing field but a much simpler one in Compound. No, albeit hindi masyadong maraming games ang Imperial in Compound this year. Well, in contrast naman, Evolution Power have 20-something games. That's an insanely high number of games competitively in this year, no? So that makes me worried a little bit kung aabot man tayo sa map number 3. I think it is going to be heavily favored for Evolution Power. But if
that is
Imperial, if Imperial takes Ankara, I think they are good.
Yeah, there's definitely that possibility of Imperial bringing it to a best of 2. Yeah, at the end of the day, make it a 2-0. But yeah, there's going to be quite a lot of pressure here, knowing that Ankara, it's kind of disputed ground between these two teams, right? So I don't know really about this Evolution Power specifically picking Ankara, unless they have taken that tape and studied it down to the last molecule of information that they can be able to get them. And again, I mean, it's China, right? These Evolution Power is equipped down to the teeth with analysts, with coaches, and everything that you might need to be able to win that.
Yeah.
It's part of what makes China such a strong region.
Exactly. Even with maps na hindi natin nakikita sa kanila, no? Like Q9 for example, uh, very few recorded Mexico maps, but then may pumili sa kanila nun, and then dinurog nila yung kalaban. No? So you can never really know based on numbers and stats. The only way to find out is to put them head to head. And then you also got the factor of the international stage, right? How it's gonna perform against other regions' playstyles, and as in particular Imperial, that is a very high energy, high impact kind of team. Um, ito yung pinagkaiba nitong dalawang team na to, in my point of view, right? Imperial as a squad, high energy, high impact, very, very strong riflers. Meanwhile, Evolution Power, very refined playstyle. No, ito yung nakikita ko na is the character of the playstyle between
Yep.
Evolution Power and Imperial. And in Ankara, well, there's avenues to showcase both. But what I am scared of Imperial is we've seen them very powerful when they're winning. What if they're not? What if
Yeah,
the
that's
momentum
true.
isn't theirs?
You haven't seen it, right? I think Brazil as a region, right? They're very momentum based.
Yes,
Once they
yes.
start losing, it kind of just falls apart little by little. Kind of similar to NA. Maybe it's something in the Americas, right? Whether you're South or North America. But hey, with that being said, finally we're gonna find out, right? Imperial, number 1 seed out of Brazil against the 3rd seed out of China. Evolution Power versus Imperial, a Brazilian super team versus a solid franchise out of China. And it starts here on Ankara. Imperial on the blacklist side.
Yeah, here we go. And it starts off with some mid presence coming in. Uy! Simula agad ng kill dito si GDSZ. Just a pistol. Enough to get that first kill into Vents. And this is what we said. Brazil, the playstyle, they like taking care of the tempo, and they're gonna immediately pivot towards second mid. Papunta doon sa may B site. A lot of attention. Imperial. Zay is still in the mix, just hiding behind the corner. Will be swinging out to find the kill onto
Zay!
2. 7 goes down. The Animals does as well. Pero papasok naman si Ryuzao for the impact kill. And suddenly, YH is all alone. Imperial take the site just like that, Josh.
Like
And it's
we
gonna be a
said,
1v3.
man, the Brazilian way of playing the game is something that is high speed, high octane, and just like that, they go all the way. And now it's gonna be a 1v2.
Yeah,
YH
1v2.
so low on health right now. E4S up towards the wall. The double team coming in from them, and Imperial strike first, and they strike decisively.
Yes, sir. Alam mo, yung naiisip ko talaga every time nakikita ang Imperial, the word vamos. Naka-all caps, may 3 exclamation point. Yung naiisip ko every time nabasa ko yung word na either Imperial or Vasco Esports. No? Vamos! And that playstyle reflected sa kanilang round number 1 dito, immediately converting that second mid push into the B site plant ng C4. And this time, an immediate change of pace. Talagang kinokontest nila dito, yung Vents area, that YH is not gonna be peeking out yet.
And he should not, man. There's no backup for him here. Smoke's up here. Now the flash is getting ready to get inside of A site. YH not gonna be looking, not gonna know where to look. Zay comes in, perfect timing, but there's a trade already. YH spotted out. The crossfire does not matter. And inside of the site now, it's gonna be 3 people from Imperial. Quick little push, and you can see XQQ lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right time to strike to see if he can find something on the other side. But there's no idea where to even look. 7 spots him out. XQQ, they know where he is, and here in danger of being spotted by E4S, does not see him. It's gonna be YZK alone now. What do you even do? It's a 1v3 right now. It's so much utility on the site that you can barely see a single thing.
Yeah, YZK magagaling mula sa exit. Flash, not the best. And wala siyang makikita. Will be taken down by the star rifler. That is Ryu Zhao, former world champ. Now puts Imperial 2-0 on the board. And an explosive start na dito sa Brazilian squad. I think we haven't even hit the 2-minute or the 1-minute left mark yet dito sa ating game timer.
Not a
And
single
over,
time.
laging tapos na agad yung round eh.
Ganun ng kabilis, man. Imperial, they want to keep things off kilter. Remember, we talked about Evolution Power as a team that is fundamentally sound. That also means that they play very normal, very predictable crossfire. The timers, the rotations being taken, they're all down, planned down to the very last second, which is why Imperial, it's so important for them to keep them off that rhythm. Make sure that they can catch them in the middle of these adjustments. Now YZK finds the animals first though. Now aware of a second peek out. They know he's inside of RS, preventing Imperial from deciding where they actually want to go right now. It's now covered. There's too many people. They overrun. YZK stays on the other side. Wall bangs already. Now it's going to be a 2v3. But YH and XQQ full hell right down to C4 inside of house. XQQ finds one. And YH, TDSZ, Ryuzao, they have to find a way to pick up that C4. Otherwise, it might be over. But here, already pushing up. TDSZ, the IGL. XQQ takes down Ryuzao. 2v1 it is. But now, down to the duel. One last bullet will make the difference between these two. GDSZ solo.
One
Has to
bullet.
check it out. Switches over to the AK right now. One bullet. And he still gets the kill! Imperial round after round. Steamrolling over Evolution Power.
And GDSZ with 1 HP still gets the clutch. Third round on the board para dito sa Imperial Gaming. An explosive start to say the least, and Evolution Power nowhere to be found yet. Ang lalim ng push na ng Imperial, dire-diretso sila hanggang RS, but this time around, not as much priority, but with just the same confidence. Imperial, this BL side is something to behold, and if you take into consideration that it is a map pick of Evolution Power, it really screams a lot to the way Imperial takes control of this early game. Really impressive stuff from the Brazilian powerhouse. And this time, they're making very little noise dito sa bench. YH getting challenged. And that's going to be the double swing from the Animals and GDSZ. And again, they take this A site, Josh.
So quick here now. Attack pause being called out by Evolution Power. YGK looking for something up through the upper angle. Cannot find anything. It's going to be a 4v5 on the retake. Going to be very noisy, very awkward for both these teams. But look at this. Flashes, smokes, further delaying that retake from Evolution Power. They know that the plant hasn't gone down yet. So they're going to wait until the last second because it might be a fake. But hey, finally got it down. That should be the signal. Mino, back at the flash now coming on through. And it's so much patience, so much waiting here for Evolution Power. Counting down the seconds now. The flash finally going to be coming out. XQQ clearing out the angle. Ryuzao! Spraying down over onto 2, onto 3! And it's now going to be YGK alone. 1v4, only an arm in your hands. Gets shot down through the smoke. Not a chance.
Ayan na siya.
Imperial. Grabe yung domination dito sa Ankara, pare.
Ayan na siya, si Ryuzao. He's come to play. The former world champ. With a big round. 3 kills to his name in this round itself. And it forces EP to go for an early timeout. 4-0 beginning. And I don't think Evolution Power was expecting this quick of a beginning. This explosive of a start for Imperial. But they have to face the facts. This is Brazil they're fighting against. High energy, high octane, high speed. And look at the coach dito ng EP. Trying to break down what just happened, pero ang hirap eh. What is there to break down? It's just Imperial taking space.
There's that stylistic choice of how Brazil plays as a region, man. But for Chinese, again, we said this calculated. How do you react? It's very flowcharty. But when you're going up against a team like Imperial, a team that is high octane, that can make split-second decisions similar to matches but on a higher level, then you don't know. You need to start throwing things out there, man. They're gonna keep you off rhythm. And the way that Imperial are controlling the game, man. Not just the rounds, the mental, the speed, the rhythm, the tempo at which how they are taking the map control, poking and prodding, and as soon as they see a weakness, they go all in. That is the characteristic Brazilian game of Crossfire.
And you love to see it. They're the only ones that make this work so consistently. Up against teams like this. Up against teams like Evolution Power. Oh, interesting approach. Second mid priority para dito sa EP. But the read is just not right, Josh. It's a 4-stack down in LA. Only Ryuzao in market. So siya lang yung makikita ng market defense dito, nung second mid defense. Meanwhile, GDSZ leading the team. Papuntang Cat A. I think they might be going in for a split towards RS or B. And Imperial, suddenly, a lot of silence in the team. A bait down in vents. Pero EP, this is their time to shine. When things slow down, EP have some time to analyze, listen to the sound cues. The key is not to bite the bait. Pero mukhang papalag dito ang
Oh, look
EP.
at the animals. There's so much
Lots of
space.
priority.
They don't know.
YZK! Mali yung tinitignan. RS already swarmed by the animals. And that's gonna be B site open unless XQQ comes
Rizal.
up huge. Will be spotted. Mino will be able to find the animals. Pero that has to be the C4 planted in B site. A retake para din sa EP4 before Josh.
You can see exactly how fast this is going to be going right now. So many seconds already ticking down on the clock. 7 going to be left unchecked, but it's going to be a double peak coming in from them. There goes E4S again, takes down XQQ, the 2v3 on the side right now. Desperate for EP. Down to halftime now already on the C4. GDS, he knows exactly what's coming. Has to play around the box, does not stay alive long enough. And here goes E4S, Ryuzao, YH, perfect on the timing. And the second as well! Evolution Power Gaming took them a while, but finally a round goes their way.
And YH is the key to it all, getting a huge flank, finding all three despite being low. EP on the board. And there you have it, finally striking up against Imperial. About time they started swinging. 1-4 is the scoreline. But Imperial still holding strong to that site take. Hindi pa rin masolusyonan dito ng EP kung paano nila approach yung site defense nila. No? The retake was good, but the site hold, not very much. So
Yeah. I mean, a round is a round still, though. I like this, though. Adamino. A little bit of an off angle to try and check if you can get any information out through the smoke, but gotta be careful now. Woohoo! First kill now going through Mino. GDSZ walking into his crosshair. And narrowly avoiding the bullets. Now he's gonna be left alive. 4v4. And a hotel in the hands of Imperial.
kitang-kita mo talaga yung difference ng playstyle. Now look at how slow and steady the movement is for each individual player. But then pag lumipat sa IMP, tumatalon-talon, tumatakbo-takbo. I love it. It's a huge contrast of playstyles. And look at that, E4S. You would think na mahirap makatama ng shots pagka nagja-jump pick ka as a sniper, but E4S somehow makes it happen. And the Vents play is the call para sa Imperial. Zay, not looking at the right angle, will be too easy to fend off by the animals. Imperial again take the site without much contest, and it's a retake for YZK and XQQ. The sniper up, at mukhang magre-retake na naman sila dito, pero from up above, tisubok muna si YZK, XQQ mula sa exit, and yun na nga, naglapag na ng smoke ang
Wait,
Imperial. XQQ
Nakita
playing
ko sa E4S.
dito sa bypass. Okay,
Oh!
good shots with the coats, but it's still 3 players to watch out for as XQQ goes down and Imperial pick up their 5th round dito sa board.
I don't know, man. It looks like we're speedrunning through the first map of the series. It's so fast.
And I said it.
I feel like we haven't even gone through 5 minutes of the game at this point.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, Josh, this is Ankara. If Imperial picks this up, I don't think EP are going to be able to take down Imperial in sub-base. I think this is going to be a quick 2-0 if the trend continues. If EP, this is a huge problem for them. And I don't think they realize it yet. Alam mo, XQQ still trying a standard fend-off, a standard util dump just to try and buy a little bit of space. Pero if EP realize the trouble they're in, I think they're gonna try something radical dito. Maybe a heavy push, maybe a big flank, or something else entirely. Pero sa ngayon, wala pang iba. Wala pang kakaibang nilalabas dito ang Evolution Power. And that is very worrying para sa akin.
That's so scary, actually. You can see it doesn't matter what they try. Even if they can take a read on where they are, which they haven't so far now. Puro misread actually yung mga stack ng EP so far. Even when they can, Imperial, they have an entire wall going their way. But what is that? My God, XQQ. 2 in a couple of seconds, Mino from behind. But hey, the animal's so fast, man, on the trigger finger. 3v4 here. They now are aware of the presence over in mid. XQQ, wary of it, and so is Zay. You can see, watch him. Second mid under his watch cannot be seen. YZK down at the hands now of E4S. And you can see here, poking and prodding. Imperial never expected where they are because of the high speed, high octane of how they make these decisions.
Good trade. The Animals finding a kill. Making it a 3v3. What is that
Zay?
shot? Pero E4S find the kill, and E4Ns find a double. The pistol is out. XQQ will be able to find him. And
1v1.
in a 1v1, but this is Rio Zhao we're talking about. One of the best riflers in Brazil. Up against the sharpshooter that is XQQ. Pero pinagkaiba dito, Josh, 42 HP para kay XQQ.
And remember, this guy's on the sniper right now. A well-placed sniper shot could take down Ryuzao if he's not ready for it. But Ryuzao still left wondering where the hell is XQQ. Waiting towards entrance. Up on the second floor. 2F covered. Ryuzao. There you go. Repositions to the perfect spot right now at Imperial. So confident in how they approach this game.
Yeah, it's just so easy for Rio Zhao hitting that first bullet headshot as well. 6-1, Josh. Palapit na tayo ng palapit sa second half. And Evolution Power can't even get to 2. That's how bad it is for Evolution Power. This is not looking like an Evolution Power squad. They're crumbling under Imperial. And I know it's still early, pero kasi I expect more of this as we go into the second half.
Yeah, definitely gonna be expecting more out of them, man. I mean, this is Imperial after all. Sabi nga ni Dominic Torero, no, this is Brazil. Kasi XQQ, he does get one. Ito na nga si Seven ang pakita rin. Double peak sa Imperial. And again, the way that they play this, immediate trades from Imperial, even if they do find one person, they are able to trade it out, making sure that they don't get hit. They don't get caught by the man disadvantage.
4v4. At least they find a good trade. And a bit of a lull state for now as Imperial, medyo napalayo yung rotate nila dito, making no noise. And you can see there's a method to this madness, no? It's not just rushes. It's not just push, sight, and kill.
When you think about it, man, it's normal crossfire, but in fast forward. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Times 2 the speed, the decision making is so fast. The way that they're able to poke and prod and check every other extremity of the map is something that's not expected here. But Bino, he does find one. E4S though elsewhere. We'll find YZK opening up all the different possibilities here for Imperial. But oh my god, Mino! He gets a second here, E4S. Oh, the third! And here we go, GDSZ. A little bit of hope, but it's not going to be enough. Finally, Evolution Power stopping the steamroll from Imperial.
Yeah, big pop-off moment from Mino. A bailout for EP. And Imperial, pagka talaga binanggalan nila, sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it's a struggle for them to take.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah. And taking the long way route this time did not pay out with Mino ready to receive, and Imperial take a step back again. And alam kasi nila, no? They know EP is starting to regain that confidence, so they're waiting for any potential push that they can punish. There is one happening just outside of bypass dito, but they haven't been able to spot it because of the smoke. It's Mino in the bridge. May akyatan sa hotel. Shaky, but E4S recovers, still alive, 47 HP. And that's gonna fend off some pushes down here in LA.
Yeah,
Balik muna.
a little bit awkward here for Imperial, man. After that, when they have to reset the rhythm, because now you can see exactly what's going on. GDSZ joining the rest of the team. Mino is here on the off angle, waiting for somebody's head to pop on through here. The animals. Ooh. Does not get seen, but he is going to be called to come back.
Yeah.
Our hotelier. Si Kuya guard sa hotel, pare. Tamang atras muna.
And the animals pushing on. I think this is the proper tempo of the game, no? Imperial.
Yeah, it is.
Finally settling in.
Oh, look,
Imperial.
normal crossfire.
Imperial, alam nila na the jig is up na, no? And the EP knows the type of playstyle they like.
Oh.
Info from XQQ.
He knows what's coming.
And he recovers. What a shot into the next. Mino XQQ again. And E4S will be running away for now. 7 still contests, but XQQ stays alive. Ito na E4S from behind their own sniper. Imperial striking from the back. But Imperial, time is low. You have to decide soon.
Yep. Counting the seconds here, YH finds E4S as well. more of a problem here, but another misread from Evolution Power.
Yeah, B-site. Dito magpupush ang players ng Imperial. It's a 2v3. Finally getting the C4 down dito. And the Animals and 7.
Oh.
Oh, dito na lang si
Ooh.
YH down in bypass, and it's all up to 7 now. Will not even last 5 seconds as they will go down 3-6. EP starting to climb back.
Yep, that's going to be the end of our first half here. Evolution Power now going to be put in the driver's seat of the series. Let's see how they will take this blacklist side, right? Remember, when Imperial are put on the BL, you will expect that try with them finding a way to exploit the tempo that they usually play this game at, and that does keep Evolution Power confused up until it doesn't. So, at this point now, we'll have to see if they can adapt to how Evolution Power are playing. Oh, great first kill here for XQQ. Takes down the IGL of Imperial. And this time, Evolution Power, since they get to call the tempo, they get to call the shots this time, they can slow it down to as slow as they want.
Imperial, look at this setup. Medyo malayo yung position ni YZK. I've seen this before. I've seen this setup before. But usually it's the sniper with just the hold down in mid. Now they pivot away. LA stuck na lang. EP looking to hit A site, and yun na nga from above, Ryu Zhao looking to hold the line, but the Animals is also here. The two former world champs hoping to fend off the entirety of the squad here from EP, pero ito na nga, the flash coming in, Zay pushing up, both of them flashed out, and that's gonna make it so easy for EP to get control of this A site. There's one trade from 7, pero now he's getting pushed off through the smoke. He still finds a kill, but now that leaves E4S all alone after he goes down.
Gonna be a lot of work here.
Yeah.
He has an has to find a way to get a gun, but they're all on inside of the site. So right now, Evolution Power is squarely in control of this round here. No plant just yet, and it looks like they're actually cooking. Look at this. They went all the way through RS. They're going to decide to go towards B. Just when E4S thinks he's going to be going for a very clever timing on the back. Oh, man. There is no way. Now we got it. It's going to be so hard. XQQ, he's on top. He's on top. He's not going to be expected. E4S slowly crawling his way forward. Down, thinking about going up the ladder. Hasn't decided on it yet. Switches over to the Colt. Now has to check the angle. And XQQ. Execution in the air.
And EP finding some semblance of rhythm. Although you have to question, is it too late? 7 scored dito ng Imperial. Or rather, 6 pala, no? Not 7, my mistake. So it's definitely still doable. Hefty lead for sure, but nothing too crazy. And ito na. This is where Imperial gets a little bit antsy on the GR side when they can't challenge angles. That's where things really start to slow down for them. Medyo hirap na silang i-control yung tempo. And now we go to the way EP likes, the way, the timing, the speed at which EP likes to play. The Animals. RS play. And nakita dun si E4S! Outclassed by XQQ. And that might just signal the push papuntang B site.
Yeah, but now the question is, how does Imperial respond to this? They don't know where the hell it's going to be coming from. So 7 has to switch over up through hotel entrance. Now going to be checked out. Sees the barrel but cannot connect the shot. That speed, man. Evolution Power taking a page out of the playbook of Imperial here. And again, Evolution Power, they're playing them like a fiddle. Look at this. Got a couple of kills now in hotel. They turn tail, and now it's going to be only one person, GDSZ.
Invents.
Not going to be expecting the sheer amount of people coming his way.
I think nakikinig niya naman, no? But now he's spotted as well. GDSZ gonna get swarmed in both directions, and walang magagawa dito si GDSZ.
It's a 2v5.
Yeah. It's a bit of a rough ask. Coming in from exit as well. Dalawang smoke pa yung ginamit dito.
Rizal. Plants here. Now counting down. Ryuza waiting for this smoke to dissipate, but there's nobody showing themselves. Zai. Now out here. Peeking out on the back of that flash right now. Ryuza takes down
Wait.
one. The animal's good for one each as well. Now he's taken down, but in the end, now it's gonna be Mr. Ryuza. What do you do? Nothing in the face of YH.
Yeah. Yung BL side talaga, no? Refined on both sides. EP, a very different approach, pero nakukuha pa rin nila yung site lagi. And I think it's more of a reflection of the defense of Imperial here not being as good as that of EPs. But also, hindi rin kasing explosive yung BL side. So, nababalance out lang dito. That's why the score is equaling up.
E4S.
Oh, the micro flick. It's so pretty.
Wow. Pixel perfect there on the shot here for YZK. Of course, they have gotten that kill, but I don't think we're going to be expecting the secondary push from XQQ as well, right? And when you think about it, XQQ has kind of been one of the more important factors in winning these last few rounds. More utility being thrown out here by XQQ. Searching, poking, prodding, trying to find the location of these other Imperial players. They know that there's at least one across this smoke, but pretty thinly veiled defense here for Imperial. 4 men going on one side. GDSZ narrowly missed by the grenade. They're still keeping them off that rhythm, right? After some sort of utility, you do expect the push to come in, but they're trying to lull them into a false sense of security. Now GDSZ, oh, they walk right past him. They walk right past him. Oh, he doesn't see it, but YGH, he does get that kill in the end. Ryuza from on top, spraying down. Not going to be able to keep it clean, but they do have the man advantage. 2v3 Evolution Power getting themselves in a good position before going all in. No plant just yet. And they do have the man disadvantage here. So Evolution Power, Mino putting down the C4. And have to wait for the right time. Because look at this, man. XQQ is so far away. There's going to be zero support for him when Imperial choose to go all the way.
But the fact is, Imperial have one man up, 3B to to. E4S7 both have snipers, but the Colt.
Mino!
Oh, they're gonna be there. The push in from the animals and Ryu's now. It's just too good to deal with. An Imperial, a very linear retake that they make happen just like that. Very sharp as well. And they're back in the lead.
This is where Imperial really shines, man. When they're put on the offensive, right? So they just need to wait for that moment in time when the map has to be flipped, when they have to be on the offensive. They wait for it, keep their numbers intact for as long as possible before they go all the way in, and now they have regained control of this game.
Yeah.
Ooh, rough.
Really early start. Imperial tried to challenge LA, but Seven is the one to find the first kill. Oh no, EP. They're just mowing them down. E4S finds a kill as well, making it a little bit easier, a little bit more possible, but the close left angle, di nakatingin si Ryuzao. And E4S will be the last man standing. We've seen him make some magic, but against 3 people like of EP, yeah, it's, I don't know.
Checks on second mid, does not see anything here. Nade's gonna be brought out. E4S narrowly missed. No shrapnel gonna be hitting him for now. Zay, oh, gets the cross and he misses that shot. Now the opportunity to put that plant down. Here we go. Pressure now gonna be on E4S to get himself inside of the site, but there's too many people on the other side. 2 snipers, 1 rifle. Zay on top, not spotted out. Playing around with the topology of the map right now as he slowly pushes forward. YZK will end it, and the EP make sure that Imperial don't get too far off.
Love the adjustment from EP. They're now playing at a similar tempo to Imperial has, but at an elevated level, no? Granted, they haven't been able to get the lead yet, but a massive adjustment nonetheless to their regular playstyle, which is, you know, the slow crossfire normal. Pero ngayon, the animals pushing to hotel. YH has been spotted. Will be able to find E4S, pero E4S goes in for the trade. The animals, can you find the kill? Ito sa my hotel exit. Not yet. Ooh. Very tense moment as 7 is the one to find YZK. And it is an absolute mess of a round. A big contest for Imperial. But for the most part, gumana, Josh. 4v3. Imperial has the man advantage. Uy, XQQ nakita ni GDSC. Has to walk to cut.
Yep. Gotta reposition, making sure that he is safe for at least a few more seconds. But look at this adjustment from EP. Will push out through tunnel, not gonna be checked here. The animal takes down XQQ. Sniper gone now for EP, but there's a double team coming out from the tunnel again. Ryuzao looking for the opportunity. Oh, what? How is this duo getting away with murder here? There is no trades, no nothing for Imperial, at least for this round. But look at this. There is the possibility. 7 coming in from the flank, looking for the opportunity. YH and Mino have no idea what's coming. This backstab could be everything they need. GDSZ from on top as well. Waiting for the last few seconds. Mino spotted out,
Good
taken
shot.
down here by the sniper. And here, as we're counting it down, the last 3 seconds, the flash out. YH, desperate to find any kind of information to see where they're coming from. And GDSZ catches him unawares.
Yes. A very patient play from 7. And EP not expecting. Really good comms as well from GDSZ and that sniper. Providing so much noise as much as possible and then the swing in just the right moment. Napakaganda ng 2v2 na yon. Perfectly executed mula sa Imperial, who is now just 2 rounds away from taking EP's map pick. Dalawang round na lang, Josh. All Imperial has to weather here. And it is this time conventional yung approach ng Imperial, no? Wala mo lang magpupush.
Yeah. Once things start going wrong, you need to go back to old reliable, plain normal crossfire. And that's what you gotta love about Imperial as well, no? They are not a one-trick pony.
Yep. The
Kaya
versatility.
nila mag-adjust, kaya nilang, yeah, they are versatile. They're so smart about how they go do it as well. And even then, right, even when they're forced to do things that they are not the most known for, they're still comfortable with it. They know how to play the normal game of Crossfire. It's just that they choose not to do it.
Mhm.
And here, a 3-man push inside GDSC on an off angle, waiting for the flash playing. This could be the meat grinder that Imperial need.
Yeah. 3-man stack para dito sa A-site defense nila. At dito na nag-set up yung EP. This could be a very deadly defense. Naka-anti-flash position pa nga si GDSZ. Perfectly anticipating the Vents play. I think they are aware. Look at how patient the players of Imperial are. Flashes do come in, pero si YH still somehow finds the opening! Opens up the sights! What the heck? Imperial fall apart! And now suddenly, it's a 2v4.
Surprise, surprise, ladies and gentlemen. Now EP putting Imperial again on the spot here. E4S, the other side. Lineup's not connecting over onto any players of EP. And the smoke as well, buying more and more time. All EP need to do are sit and wait. It's 2v4, man. No need for unneeded aggression here for them. All they need to do is play nice, normal, expected crossfire. YH on the angle. He has an idea that E4S might be pushing on forward, but he gets taken down. Zay good for 1-7. Oh! But XQQ will end the hopes here. Stopping again Imperial. Another round for EP. Another step closer to tying it up.
Round number 16, and it's still just a 1-round differential. Imperial, though, still ahead. Pero nag-iba na yung tail of the tape dito. Puro mukha na ng EP yung nandito sa highlights. And you could see, you could feel, EP are slowly starting to take over. Imperial, some change is due just to push us through the finish line. Remember, 8
Adjustments.
yung score nila dito ni Imperial. 2 na lang. They will have taken Ankara.
It's so important right now. There's only 2 people here on the site. EA, covered by the smoke. Discouraging any kind of presence from EP here. Now, same thing poking and prodding this time, EP. They don't want to make it too straightforward. XQQ here on the prowl. Looking for some sort of possibility. Sees the animals, misses a shot here, but that's going to be information that goes 2 ways. Who decides to do what with that?
Mukhang magpupush na naman sa A dito ang EP. GDSZ, Ryuzao, are
With
you
the
prepared
flashes.
this time? The flash is very good, but Ryuzao is good for the hold.
Ryuzao!
The double is not the triple. It's EP still taking the site, but Imperial put themselves in a position na kaya nila mag-retake. Will they push right now? The Animals has to chill. They have to wait for their teammates and go for this
Look at
closure. And this pincer from 7 could be everything. The flank from LA with this sniper is gonna be huge if it finds its mark. Papasok ba siya ng vents? This is a very risky push, but time slowly ticking. Flash comes out. Here comes the lineup, the exit push, coordinated with the EA push.
XQQ!
XQQ will be denying the first, denying the second as
no!
well. 7 goes down, and the Animals left with an impossible task. Imperial fall, and it's 8-8 as EP strike.
For the love of God, man, our hearts are pumping so fast right now. If we thought Evolution Power were gonna go down without a fight, then by God were we wrong.
And it's the long game. EP are out-weathering Imperial. Oh, the challenge. Imperial takes it to them in LA. Yellow. Na-force na dito ang players ng Imperial, or rather, ang players ng EP to back off into mid. And Imperial, unsuccessful. Wala silang nakuhang kill.
What is the possibility here, man? Got 3 people in RS, just as EP have chosen to go towards B. The adjustment's already here. 3-man squad on the site. 7, the Animals, and E4S again on the sniper. Chess match has begun. The most competitive rounds of this map have started. Because everything, as long as you go wrong, one small mistake can throw away this map for your team.
And I just can't help but feel like EP are somehow gonna win this round. I don't know. I can't shake the feeling that Imperial have met their limit. Remember, we started this game with a 4-5 round lead. They've lost it, and EP, see, they're drawing in the pairs of Imperial without having to do anything. B site, dito sila magpupuntirya, pero Josh, it feels like a done deal to me with only one player here. The Animals is a very powerful player, but will he fall in the hands of 4 people? Needs a bit of help from E4S, the star sniper. Oh, babalik sila dito to mid. Ryuzao, unaware, has to check the left. Hindi man lang titingin. Okay, we'll be discovering the push. Cat A is not clear. But now RS. E4S, 2 angles to watch out for. Maybe 1 too many. And E4S, a bit vulnerable. Pero saan pupunta ang EP? Lilipat! RS is their play. And there's gonna be the YH strike. Ryuzai goes down. And suddenly, it's A side getting swarmed. Kailangan makaharap ng kill sa GDSZ from up above. Will be striking the exit parts. But will be traded out immediately. EP again have taken the site with 15 seconds to spare. They can plant the C4. Pero ano magagawa ni the Animals tsaka ni E4S? It's gonna be a quick retake that will be botched by YZK. And E4S is the lone Brazilian man against a sea of dragons.
Oh boy. Third of the way there now. Basically no hope for this round. Imperial, what was looking like a steamroll here on Ankara has fallen apart little by little. What does this do? I'll be calling for a pseudo timeout here for Imperial. See what they can do in the next, because otherwise it's going to be it. Evolution Power only need one more round to secure Ankara here and strike first in this series. There you go.
I told you, Josh, it felt like EP has it under control. Parang kahit anong gawin ng Imperial, nababasa na sila. Hindi katulad nung simula ng game na Imperial, gulatan lang eh. Ngayon, naka-adjust ng EP, that refined playstyle we're talking about. This is the benefit. When it comes to drawn-out games, they are the ones that are better at adapting. Imperial, parang nauubos na sila dito.
Yeah, you can see it, man. The emotions on the screen right now, on the faces of the Brazilian squad. Imperial, they know that they had control and they've flubbed it, man. Yeah. They have dropped the ball, and it's fully in the court, fully in the hands of Evolution Power here. One round away. A long-fought comeback by Evolution Power.
And how many rounds consecutive has it been for EP? That's what makes me say na Imperial feels like they're out of sync, out of contention, out of time almost. 16 seconds left of this timeout. Imperial have to do something drastic, something radical. What that is, I do not know.
There's so many changes they need to make, man. This is where, man, this is really where Brazil starts to fall apart. Talked about how they can keep you off kilter, but eventually someone's gonna be able to read it. And unfortunately for EP, they were read a little bit too early for them to keep Evolution Power off of their comfort zone. This one last round, one last ditch efforts for Imperial. We'll see if it ends here or if it's overtime. It's a new look again. Look at XQQ.
Yeah.
He's all the way in RS, waiting for a flank to go through from Imperial, just in case a change has happened after that timeout. But visually, at least on the map, it's the same approach to map control for Imperial.
Pretty much the standard approach, nothing too crazy. Calling off the RS defense, maglilipat na sila dito papuntang CA, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. They're about to run into contact. Zay will be finding the kill, and again, the Animals. The first to lose a member is Imperial.
Oh,
And just like that, it's again another disadvantage for the Brazil squad. And the EP have the luxury of choice.
yeah. Full idea, man. They have control of basically everything right now. Imperial not as proactive as they used to be, looking a little bit desperate. Backed off very much, making sure that they possibly have some trades that they can take, but not even set up in the right spots on the map right now. EP, different approach. Woking, prodding, ever developing 7. Oh, no way! The bailout from Mino stops him here on the push out. Has to check out the other one. Zay down at the hands of 7.
Okay.
Oh my. 7
alive.
is not going to be going quietly into the night.
Yeah.
And Imperial continuing that same effort to keep themselves alive here. Possibly bringing it to overtime. But look at YH.
Yuzao.
At YH, Ryuzao, not seen, not found, not heard. YGK looks the wrong way, and they find the C4. It's falling apart. Evolution Power. What do you do? YH now inside, takes down 1. 7 is gone as well, down to a 2v2. Ryuzao gone, erased, and it's gonna be E4S. Just when you thought the heroes were about to stand up to the dragons, it falls apart. E4S. Everything on his shoulders right now. Ankara switching over to the M4, looking for the opportunity to isolate these
my
gunfights,
God.
but XQQ
No.
is so ready on
No.
the angle. And Evolution Power with one hell of a comeback. Take Ankara.
And what a way to do it. It was looking dire from the beginning, but they play the long game. The meticulous process of studying the way their opponents play. Studying the tempo. And just playing to perfection. Evolution Power. What the heck was that?
And could not have asked for more of a story. Imperial hot out the gates. Coming out like Rambo. Round after round. Imperial slow but steady improvements.
Yeah,
The download out of Evolution Power is something that has to be studied, man.
It's peak crossfire dito. Peak crossfire at play. Evolution Power demonstrating how to play. 5 round differential. 6-1 yung panimula dito ng EP. But then they crawled their way back 8-8 and then 10-8.
A chokening has happened here on screen. Then the
I didn't want to
chokening-
say it, Joshua. Come on.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. remember fans, CFS fans dyan, mga kaibigan, ang kailangan natin para makapasok ang Ubek Maniacs sa playoffs ay manalo ang Evolution Power and to win in 2-0 fashion to make it even more possible. So, I'm happy.
I'm happy to have even witnessed that game. Impressive stuff. I mean, sobrang technical. I mean, I admit there were some parts of it I couldn't understand, but somehow EP they make it happen. And you know the amount of mental prowess to it takes to take down the likes of Imperial. It's no joke. It's no joke talaga dito, no. And by the end of it, it's a complete flip of the script, no. Nung round 1, it was the Imperial show. And then, nung padulo na, wala nang nakuha dito Imperial.
Grabe. Until the very, very last second, man, yung pag-aral ng Evolution Power, that support system they have in the back, man. We got that timeout, and after that timeout, look at this. One timeout they had at the 5th round of our game. It was just a steady climb all the way to this win.
Yeah, and you gotta love the drastically different approaches sa BL side though, where both teams admittedly
Uy.
got most of their rounds was on the BL side. Pero the way Imperial does it seems reckless, seems full brunt, no? And it does it I say reckless, but it works. Pero when you switch over to the second half, EP, when it was their time to attack, they were very careful. They were very slow, but it was also really, really effective.
Yeah. It just goes to show, man, if you know how to adjust around your team, find the way and exploit those weaknesses, right? The way that Evolution Power made an approach on the map. Kind of something similar to how Swamp Gaming here lost, right? It's just that Evolution Power Gaming did it on a higher level. The 3-man pushes, checking for information, coming back, backing off, and regrouping to reset the round. It just threw Imperial for a loop too many times for them to even have a good read on what's going on.
Yeah, and this again falls to the pattern of Brazilian teams being momentum reliant. No, I think we've answered that question. The moment that the moment that Imperial lost that momentum, as you said, in that timeout, hindi na sila nakabawi. Josh, I mean, there were some one-off chances where a player pops off where they secured the round, but then over the course of the next coming rounds, hindi na siya naulit talaga consistently, you know. So yes, I mean that is the drawback of having a team that's explosive. When they lose that steam, it's really hard. It's really hard to get it back, especially against a team that is so technically compliant, technically competitive, which is the case dito sa second half natin, no? That concludes map number 1 dito, Josh. EP striking firsts after a grueling match, a grueling first half. They kept their composure, and kita mo naman sa mga muka ng players ng EP, no? They are they're ready for the long game, and they showed us just that.
And yeah, again, it's a consistency out of these teams, man. It doesn't matter how explosive you are now. If you can't end the series, if you can't end the map, then it's all for naught. Because it doesn't matter if it's a 1-10 or a 9-10. If you lose, you lose.
Yeah. It's a pretty close game nonetheless. 8-10 Imperial, really good effort. I like the way they play, but Crossfire is meant to be played the way EP did.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes, right? It's supposed to be tactical. It's supposed to be analytic. And Sub-Base, I think, is gonna be even more of the same dito. Sub-Base, a map where Imperial has shown us they could be very explosive, but with an extra layer of oomph. I think this is a map where they have more in store for us. So I think there's a real shot na abot tayo ng map 3 dito, Josh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there, man. The way that Sub-Base is built, it's so important to have that kind of speed, to have that kind of flexibility, the versatility in how you approach the map is something that really sets Imperial apart. Unfortunately, in Ankara, EP was able to read into it, but here on Sub-Base, man, Sub-Base is such an interesting map. There's so many different dynamics, so many different ways to get inside the sites, man. You got CB, you've got second mid, you've got Woods. You need to worry about MR, LR as well, and even 3F being a thing on that map is something that, as you say, the most orderly team is not necessarily gonna have a good time when they're going up against a team that moves as fast as Imperial.
And it's mighty impressive. There's just no way to wrap around that. Pero Josh, I say hinga muna tayo. Break muna bago bago tayo dumako sa ating map number 2. Kusapin niyo muna kami dyan sa comments. By the way, maraming salamat to
Yan.
everyone who are still watching. Thank you so much for everyone who are still here. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng suporta. Kung may
Magandang
gusto
gabi.
kayong ipa-shoutout, type nyo lang dyan sa baba at we will make sure or we'll try our best to shout you out as many as we can. And,
As long as the time allows, no? Ganun talaga.
at saka sana nag-enjoy kayo dyan sa ating matches as much as we are.
Yeah. There you go. You see, Ubik Maniac actually, the page admin is down there in the comments. I'm assuming that's Ma'am Casey. Asking for a 2-0. Same thing. I am also asking for a 2-0. Tomorrow, kung gusto nyo abangan yung game ng Ubik Maniac na susunod, that's gonna be happening tomorrow. Same time, same place. If I'm not mistaken, first yata sila for the day tomorrow. Please correct me if I am wrong. Whoever has direct access, because I'm not looking at it, I'm doing it on my memory.
Sana nag-enjoy lahat sa ating weekend crossfire dito. But Josh, ano ba predict mo dito? Did you predict Imperial?
Yeah, I think this was an Imperial pick for me. I just had a really good belief in Imperial at the time. I still kind of do. But after that first map, I think Evolution Power, it's just how you play the game, man. The long game for these Chinese teams doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-10 or a 9-10 or an 8-10 rather. As long as you win the map, then that's the win.
Battle of Endurance. Shout out sa'yo, Boss Jung Reg. Sorry kung mali yung pronunciation
John Greg
ko.
yata, pare. John Greg Ausan.
Jun Greg, sorry. Pero shout out sa'yo.
Yan.
From SJDM.
SVDM, Bulacan,
Salamat
pare.
sa suporta, boss. Eto na, magsisimula na tayo with map number 2. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is the final series of the day. Imperial trailing
What
by
is
1.
that?
And ito na sa base. What is this? Fire in the hole. Ang dami kong narinig. Pero the Animals, and it's again Imperial with an explosive start, quite literally, as they pick up a couple of kills mula sa EP.
Grabe yung popcorn na lumabas dun sa may MR, pare. Ganun lang kabilis. Pero ito na si CYH, what? Goes all the way in, takes down 7, equalizes the numbers. Now, the Animals also spotted out. And again, EP taking a page out of the playbook ng Imperial ngayon. Tamang dahan-dahan lang muna lang dito si the Animals. Does not see them cross. I don't think he's aware. There is the possibility that they're right above him in 3F right now, but he's not even looking in that direction. So he's gonna throw some smokes. Up right behind him, YH on top from the sky. TDSC will fall to XQQ as well. An Evolution Power on the momentum from map number 1, looking like they want to continue this and make it quick.
Yeah.
T4S na lang natitira, cannot see a thing. Smoke flashes in his eyes and a 1v3 with a sniper. What can you even do?
Yeah. EP running on all 6 cylinders. Uy! Teka lang. E4S. This is his playing field. Subbase is his favorite map, but it's not enough against the likes of EP. Another quick start, but EP is the one to close it off. And I think, Josh, I think there isn't time to play anymore. EP have come for business.
They're here to play, man. They are so ready. They're looking, it's looking like Visayas sub-base the way they played that first round. Ganon yung ginawa ng EP, man. Para na lang pinanood yung Ubik Maniac. Ang Ubik Maniac fans dyan, magtaas kayo ng kamay. Give it to EP. Make them end this quick. Pero ito na nga si The Animals na una. Hanap si Zay here through woods, making sure that it's not going to be an easy push out towards A. And EP this time gonna have to go for a reset. Re-explore the map, find a different avenue to get inside of the sites for now. But there's still so much time. Again, if there's anything that EP is excelling at, it is patience.
Even with the quick push, nakipagsabayan sila sa Imperial kanina. And you could tell that the Imperial cannot go back to that same playstyle. Because the EP knows how to deal with it now. C4 paraded around. And EP, a much slower approach. Set up dito sa A, it's gonna be GDSG playing the anti-flash. But just a couple of spams anticipating any push from the Imperial defense. XQQ has not found anyone yet.
Yeah. A little bit awkward on the timings right now. EP, because Imperial have turned a new leaf, I should say, no? Because they've been so patient here. They haven't granted EP any kind of info. I haven't eaten so much time. 48 seconds now left. Ryuzao, ready for the push. YH, Mino. Oh, nakita siya. Pero ang bilis na nga ng response ng Imperial. Diana was already here. Covering fire for his comrades. Now, on the other side of this, YZK takes him down. E4S now. Playing with a sniper. They are aware of his presence. Going to be a push over onto A-set. There's only 2 people for EP here. GDSD spotted out just above the missile. Mino trying to stake him down, but it's going to be a 2-pronged push. One over here from Luwag GDSZ.
Oh.
The fancy footwork not working out for him at nakapag-plant na nga po ang Evolution Power.
And YZK is still holding on to Woods. Should be able to get the A4S, and he does. That's a crucial kill, pero mula sa likod, 7 comes in. Switch of guns as Mino swings out in the nick of time, pero hindi tumama! No, Mino.
No way this happened.
Oh, no.
That's a fumble if you've ever asked for one. Got a little tech pause going on. Okay, maybe there's something wrong in the PC. Gonna try and fix it here. So mga kaibigan, hingang malalim. Lalo sa mga Ubik Maniac fans tulad ko.
Man, that did not look pretty.
That did not. That was yeah, man. There's definitely a fumbled bag out there. Somebody dropped the ball, sir.
Tech pause. Muna tayo dito. Hinga muna. Grabe yung laban. Round 2 pa lang. Pagod na ako, Josh.
Parang ako rin. Nauubos yata brain cells ko dun, pare.
Hey, but this is what you get when you get Titans clashing. Shoutout sa mga viewers natin. Bukas, guys, we have SGJ going up against Next Up. Tas Ubek Maniac. Kalaban nila ito, Imperial Esports. Sa mga nagtatanong dyan.
Yep.
Imperial Esports ang mga kalaban ng Ubek. And medyo mahirap yun kasi sub-base, comfort map din ng Imperial. No? So, make sure na nandito kayo to support Ubek Maniac.
Yeah. Remember, when we saw Ubik Maniac the other day, their Ankara went like times 10 more complicated as soon as they lost the EP. So, we're going to have to see if Imperial can keep things up. But of course, number one thing, and the first step for the Ubik Maniac hopes and dreams of getting into playoffs is for EP to beat Imperial today.
Dahil yun sa ano dahil. Kaya wag niyo na lang isipin. Isipin niyo na lang
Wag niyo na lang
dahil yun sa
isipin na
point
the math is
system.
right there. Basta yun.
Yes. Pero here we go. Mid control. And the defense not making any noise yet mula dito sa EP. Mula sa Imperial rather. Surprisingly, wala pang nag-vents play no kahit isang beses.
Yeah, no, not a single time.
Maybe that's an ace na tinatago ng EP for later on. The executes have been so far a 50-50.
I mean, it's only been 2 rounds, so fair.
Come on, Josh. Let me
What is 1/2 of 2? They don't...
Am I wrong though?
I mean, you're not. You're not. Magandang gabi mga kaibigan. Ganito nun kami dito sa CFPH. Welcome to the Filipino Watch Party.
Ang seryoso ko na eh. 50-50. Alright. Good icebreaker. Pero ito na tayo. Imperial slowly making progress. EP pushing up. Yun na, nakakita ng isa. Pero swing up from the Animals. Nakalang nakita. Teka lang. Anong nangyari doon? The Animals. Imperial still finds the kills though.
YCK.
Okay. Good redemption para dito kay The Animals. Leaving EP the last 2 players being Mino and XQQ.
They got the bomb down.
How?
Bomb down. Ryuza's right here, and I think XQQ is aware of it.
Yeah, I think they're
Look at the
both aware.
patience. Neither of them is going to be blinking, pare. It's a game of chicken. 20 seconds now. As you can see, the two players of Imperial making their way forward. Nino going to be down. It's now going to be all up to XQQ, who has to defend against three different angles. And Ryuzo takes him down here, Imperial, here with a second round win. Got another tack pause. I don't know if it's going to be a tack pause. Maybe another tech.
Very good patience mula dito kay Ryuzo.
Oh, it's definitely a tech, man. We've got some people brushing off their hands.
All right. 2-1 Imperial.
2-1 Imperial.
Finding a little lead.
Yan, for now, shout out mga kaibigan. Yes, ang SGJ pare, may game din sila bukas.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, they might be out of the running for playoffs, but they still have another game.
Yeah, next up ang kalaban nila bukas.
Yep, going up against Vietnam's finest. Well, not necessarily the finest, but one of the leading teams out of Vietnam. So, tinan natin naman kasi ang SGJ, man, they still have something to prove, no? They're not gonna be going home winless in the group stage.
Dudurugin ng SGJ yan.
Tama.
Tapos, dudurugin ng Ubek to. Yung mukhang nakikita nyo sa screen, dudurugin
Yan.
ng
Yung
Ubek.
maraming tech post na yan. Yung ayaw kaming patulugin ni Didom. Yan.
Dudurugin niya ng Ubek. Yeah, bit of a tech pause muna. Try and give you the best broadcast possible dito.
And make sure that everything's fair between these players. No reasons to think that it's unfair. No, so it's really part of the game. Trivia, pare. Napapansin mo ba ulit yung mga keyboard setup at mga peripherals ng mga players natin?
Mm-hmm.
You said a certain thing about a certain pink keyboard.
Pink keyboard?
Medyo dumadami sila, ha?
Interesting. Pero
Anyway.
now we're back. Yeah, we're back in the
What
ball
is one
game.
half of two?
It's one. So ano to? Merong 50% lead ang Imperial.
Ayan na, hiningi natin yung Vince play galing sa Imperial. They're finally gonna be giving it to us, but E7, when he does decide to go here, YH decides to back off again. So there's no risks intended, no risks needed for EP. And it looks like they want to condition Imperial that they're never gonna go Vents and try and pull out that play later on in the game as we progress.
Yun nga eh. And that's really important kasi dalawang tao lagi yung inaalat ng Imperial for that fence defense. The Animals and 7. So, imagine a world where iniwan nila naka-open yun, tapos makakalusot ang EP. A nightmare scenario for Imperial if ever it does happen. So far, dead silence. And again, this is the worst thing for Imperial, no? Kasi yung mga players na yan, they like challenging. Mga nangangating mag-peak tong mga to eh.
It's very Brazilian of them. Pero ito na nga, tamang push na second mid. Ryuzo, what is happening? Yung buong magazine niya, tanong bago niya nakuha si Mino, but at least he got the kill. Now though, it is equal pa rin, no? 4v4. E4S aware of the push. Yung C4 nakita na rin, no? So, stuck here in jail. E4S finds one. The second! What is that? Si YZK na lang natira sa isang iglap, mga pare. Tries against the Animals and he does get that. Now, the second from E4S not gonna be given the chance.
3-1. And it is gonna be another pause, this time for EP. Because it is starting to get out of hand. Just like the first game, no? Hefty lead para dito sa Imperial. And EP yet to find any avenue of attack. And so far, a very different pace nga, no, from map number 1. But still, Imperial achieve what they set out to do. Create a lead. Round number 5 pa lang tayo and they've somewhat put themselves a 2-round cushion. So, smooth sailing for Imperial so far. I mean, not the best, but still good enough to get themselves a confident enough position sa ating first half.
The same can be said, of course, for EP, man. It's not too far off as well. And remember, when you're in sub base, kind of similar to the other map that we just finished playing, right? The GR side is so important here for Imperial. So every round that Evolution Power win in this first half is a wrench in the works for Imperial. They need to find a way to three, maybe even four. And that would already be a good half for
Yes.
Evolution Power.
Oh, yun na nga. Nag-bench play na dito ang EP. They find a couple. 7 goes down. Ay, replay lang pala yun.
Ladies and gentlemen, kailangan ng tulong ni dito. Pero ito na nga, bugbukan sa loob ng MR. Evolution Power, inubos ang mga players ng Imperial dito sa machine room, pare. At ayan na nga, mag-isa lang si The Animals dito. 2v1 inside, he gets 1 second! What is that? Si YZK na lang natira, pare, at napakalayo niya dito. And he's getting stalked down. 7 coming in from behind him. Picks up the C4. Slow but steady push out through MR to see if he can get an angle, to see if he can get information. 7 slowly stalking forward, waiting for him to come over, but he's not even here. He's not going to be seen. YZK walks all the way forward. The Animals, he doesn't see him. They don't know. They've missed the timing. And EP, they have the chance to put this bomb down.
And YZK have all the time in the world. 1 minute 30, madami pa yan. Pwede pa nga siya umiikot sa B kung gusto niya, pero might as well get this C4 down now and get a proper position. Uy, parang nakaamoy na ang Imperial. Magsisimula sila mag-rotate. Has to get the C4 down now. And YZK have a chance to get an even better spot. Konting assurance muna with the smoke. Saan siya magtatago? That's the question.
Might be a good call, actually. He has cover. Actually going to be expecting him probably on the missile. And with a smoke like this, waiting for them to come out one by one. We'll see if he can hold it off. 7 jumping on through, misses the shot, takes that kill on the Animals. 1v1 now. The utility here. But 7 gets him right through the head, right through the noggin.
Wow. Good retake. And there you go, Imperial again. Strike first, strike early, create a lead. But if anything is to go by dun sa ating Ankara map, no, they cannot get too comfortable.
Yeah. Quite a few more rounds to go here. And again, it's sub-base. This is possibly the most lopsided map in our map pool, other than maybe Mexico. Now E4S, he sees Zay on the outside.
This time the approach is more centric towards MR, Locker, mid. Oh, aggressive from GDSZ. Just waiting for any information. And the versatility from Imperial, no? Not necessarily making too aggressive of a play. As EP deciding saan nga ba sila pupunta. E4S, what is this angle?
What the hell is that? Yep, they got the tech, man. This is why they're the pros and not us.
Gusto ko pati yung mga angle na tumatayo-tayo sila. Like the one from GDSZ earlier.
The one on top of...
Sa luwag, sa luwag. Yeah, sa luwag. They find info and then run away. How do you even find that?
It's when you spend too many hours in the game. Shout out Salvatore.
Shout out Sneaky Frog.
Shout out Sneaky Frog.
You know what?
Actually, the first time I saw, have you seen them play the game?
Yes, I have.
Those two nerds. But anyway, Zay takes out GDSC. The IGL is gonna be streaking down. No one on A to trade it out. It's gonna be a really awkward retake, man. 4v5, and the way that A site is built is so hard to retake here. XQQ now aware of Ryuzao on one side, and with a bomb down like this, Imperial cannot be playing around. They need to do something. They need to do something now, but there's just so much smoke on the site. 7 gets inside. Ryuzao good for the kill. Now YCK 3v3 here. XQQ still on the angle, waiting for the animals to come. Oh, but he misses it. Gets caught asleep at the wheel now. The 2v2. E4S switches over to the Colt. YZK, what is that? It's going to be all up to the animals now. And so little time for him to play around. Not even a chance to defuse. And there you go.
Yes, good hold on the defense on the post plant. EP, second round finally gathered. And they're starting to make the comeback a little bit earlier than they did in the past half, in the past map. 2-4. And that was really instrumental, no, going into the plant with all 5 people. We XQQ, balik muna. We'll be weeding out any stragglers. But
No one's
EP
showing
again.
themselves, man. It's Imperial are a lot more patient here. They know that this is a heavily GR-sided map, so no unnecessary risks, no attempts through vents, making sure that they cannot be caught out in the most awkward situations here. 'Cause it happened earlier, man. The one round they chose to go through towards MR, they got turned into a blender of blood and bones, in the end of the day.
Yeah. Default.
It's so slow.
Yeah, IMP is not used to this.
Matt, what is 50% of 4?
So it's still the same 50% lead para dito sa Imperial. Man, come on, Josh.
It's such a low-hanging fruit that's right there.
Ay. 1 minute left. Ito na. Pupush na sila.
They have to do something now.
Lots of tension in second mid. Ayan na nga, Ryu Zhao from the close corner. Will be cleared out mula dito kay Mino. And Ryu Zhao good for 1. But that's it. Can they hold it out?
Oh, YH.
So far, so good. And Imperial take all the kills. YZK, XQQ. Can they get anything? Okay, XQQ good for 1 with the Colt. But YZK down in connector is not even gonna get close to the sites. Neither can XQQ. Imperial, when it comes to the battles, they're coming out on top.
Yeah, there you go. Imperial taking advantage of the first half here of sub-base, making sure that they can get as many rounds as possible under their belt. That way, they have built enough, big enough buffer between them and Evolution Power here. We're approaching the last 2 rounds now of our first half. And Evolution Power, they need to do something. But all things considered, man, this is already a good first half for EP.
It is. Could be better, but not bad. Pwede na lang i-push into a 4-5 scoreline. But the fact is, they are struggling a lot.
What is this angle, man? What?
Smoke out. Bait lang yung smoke doon sa second mid. Meanwhile, XQQ is slowly making progress in MR. YZK calling the shots. You can see the man crafting. You can also
Bro is yapping into the mic. They're definitely cooking something up right now. Or are they finally going to pull out the Vents push? We'll see. All right, utility thrown. Inside of sight, the smoke, blocking off the long angle in jail. Also pulling the attention of Imperial here. It's going to be a 3-man push over onto A, but there's only GDSZ inside of the set. Ooh, nice little grenade and some smokes as well to discourage any kind of aggression in that direction. But that's going to be a push now. YH falling. Hands to the IGL. GDSZ flashed out. Cannot see a single thing inside of Tagalog. And it's taken down by Mino. 4v4 out through the vents. XQQ, YZK, and Imperial, they fall apart in the remaining seconds of this round. Now with a bomb down, YZK still waiting for it. Cannot connect that shot over onto 7. He's just quicker on the trigger. 2v3 now. So much utility, very much usable by both teams here. But the seconds are counting down. They have to go out. They have to decide, where do we go? How do we get inside of the site? E4S and 7 maybe overthinking this a little bit, but they have to go and fully commit. The flash now coming out. Mino good for 1 and the second. Evolution Power with another round.
Grabe talaga si Mino with the ulti frags in that post plant. The 2K shutting down the retake instantaneously. And Imperial struggling. Pansin ko pagka nakadating tayo sa plant, Imperial are now finding it hard to retake the site. GDSZ, good opening pick onto YZK. Partida may smoke.
Partida may smoke. It's a classic, man. The YZK gone though. This means that he can have a little bit more mental bandwidth to try and deal with what the hell's going on the map at 7.
What the
my god! That tiny angle. He takes down XQQ right through there. Pixel perfect on the shot, and 7 again aware of a possibility of events push. Not being pulled out this time though.
Zay, Mino, YH. What is the plan? 3-piece? Oh, they're gonna go for vents. Are they all going vents? Wait.
There is no way.
Surely not.
Surely not. The animals is right here, man.
Yeah.
7.
Right to his face. And yung C4, dala-dala ni Mino, pupuntang luwag, but there's still one player there, GDSZ. Playing for the anti-flash. Info gathered, Mino going in with the frag. Habang si Zay, tamang mission impossible muna, no?
What is this?
Ayun na, nakita na siya. And EP, their plans are botched. IMP, no, the jig is up and there's nowhere to run para dito sa C4 stuck inside the woods. And Zay has to push on. Teka lang, they're making it happen! The 3K! And somehow Ryu Zhao now has to save this round. Zay in a 1v2. Somehow doable dito, Josh.
Ryu Zhao going all the way through MR. Not going to be expected. Zay's not even looking in the right direction. The spray does not connect, but in the end, Ryu Zhao with the headshot. 6-3 to end the first round, and all things considered, not bad.
Not too bad.
For Evolution Power.
Yeah, we've seen worse. We've seen worse odds para dito sa EP. And now it's time to turn things around. And you know the players have the patience to do so. You know they have the composure to do so.
Yeah. After all, Evolution Power is 50% the points of Imperial right now. Oh. See, this is what happens when the long games get longer. Here, though, Imperial now going to be on the BL side. Zay, good for 1. YH Popcorn! A secondary from YZK! Imperial being blown to bits right now. And GDSZ struggling to even have an idea where the hell he can even look. E4S head on a swivel now. 1v3 on the site, only an AWM in his hands. He does have the C4, but he cannot get in.
That is true. And I think by this time, Imperial should learn the lesson that rushing is not working anymore. I mean, it was nice in Ankara, but for EP, it's now getting old. EP
You know who else is getting old?
Yeah, what?
Nah.
Oh, down under.
Okay,
YH mula sa hukay. We'll be able to find 2. And yung luwag is not a safe haven. Zay inside of the site. Playing missile. Playing truck. Oh, no, will be taken down by Ryu Zhao. Pero XQQ, it's an all-out war. But XQQ is still alive and kicking until he gets traded out. YZK, good for the shot. And it is a 1v1. A ring around the rosy.
All the way around, man.
And YZK, pupunta si Kip. Andun yung C4 sa baba.
There is no shot.
And E4S, I think he knows. Pero ang layo ng iikutan ni E4S.
Yeah. Switches over to the AK now. I don't think YZK is aware that the C4 is on A, or is he? I don't know. He's taking the long way around, going through vents. I think he's trying to possibly catch E4S from CR. But he has no idea. It's a big question mark on the site right now. A minute and 16 seconds here. And YZK is in vent.
I mean, he's just waiting for the C4 plant. Ngayon, it confirms suspicion that E4S is inside of the site. Oh,
Time.
the wraparound.
No way. He's going all the way through Luwag. It's taking so much time here.
But it's
Switches
okay.
over. M4 in his hands. E4S fought it out! And the IGL outsmarts him. Evolution power round by round again with another comeback.
YZK with the wrap, with the weight and the patience game, outsmarts his opponent. And now he's rocking the top of the kill board dito, 14 kills.
Wow, man.
And what an impact kill. What an impact round. EP rejoicing. 1 round away from equaling the score. And this attack from Imperial have been ineffective.
Yeah. The same thing, man. The fiery start to Imperial now starting to fizzle out here. Struggling to keep the flame alive against the wind that is evolution power. And look at this, they're desperate. You see how far back they are. They don't want to push into woods. Trying to figure out something through MR. Can't go towards vents either, Imperial. It's a puzzle right now. An unsolvable Rubik's Cube of infinite proportions.
And yun yung mahirap eh. Imperial, hindi na sila pwedeng mag-rush. Because the standard default from EP, madudurog lang sila. Nades coming in. YZK nakahanda with the sniper angle. Even with the smoke, I think, hindi nila clear to. YZK decides not to take any chances. Still throws out some utility.
Oh, boy.
So, a good burn. Nabait out nila ng konting util doon. Pero Imperial, mas maunti yung choices nila ngayon.
Yeah. Got nothing. They've gotten that smoke on LR, but I think EP, they're very much aware that no one's going to be going towards here. Connector, unguarded, not checked out here. Utility being thrown out as well. Another attempt through vents. See what Ryuzao can cook up from in here. The lurker. Now inside is going to be a full on-site take. YH going to be the only one on a site here. Trying to do some damage, but he's going to be getting so many bullets in his face in a matter of seconds. 3 people, 4 now down at the hands of Imperial. Finally, the rush is working. Now it's going to be Zay. He has to pick up the pieces and find a way to get this round under control. But it might be too much to ask. The animal sees him, cannot connect the shots here. He's still alive, at least for now. But in the end, the animals will win it out.
Okay, there you go. The brute force that we've been looking for. Imperial make it happen. Pull a little bit ahead again. But it's all too familiar dito, Josh.
Yeah.
Parang nakita ko na to. Mga 30 minutes ago lang.
I'm getting a severe case of amnesia, man.
Deja vu.
Deja vu and amnesia at the same time, pare.
Whatever you want to call it.
Tama. Pero ito na nga, XQQ again, starting it off here, taking down the IGL of Imperial. A second kill for Zay. XQQ exterminating them through jail. This guy literally a criminal right now. Only 2 people left, and YH gonna be coming in from behind. E4S desperate now. In a matter of seconds, everything has crumbled around him. What can you do with a C4 out like that?
It's a big question that E4S himself wants to answer. Ang layo niya sa bomba. Ang layo niya rin sa site. And there's no way he wins that round. EP, just as quickly as Imperial rushes, EP strikes back with a puzzler of a defense. 6-7. And it's looking more and more and more like Ankara.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Deja vu. But hey, another round here. Now, EP, only 1 round away from equalizing things again. Throw back to Ankara. NXQQ making himself known. Warning shots. Telling Imperial don't even dare going in this direction. And Imperial, they have to take this slow.
They do.
Despite what their usual tendencies are, they have to investigate. They have to take this step by step, piece by piece.
That is correct. Well, the good thing is Imperial, they aren't as linear as what they seem to be. Kayang-kaya din naman nila maging analytical. Just feels like not to the same level as EP does.
Look at
And
Mino.
good angle. The players of Imperial slowly stack outside of Woods. So does Ryu Zhao and GDSZ.
Burning down the clock, man. Imperial, they're waiting for possibly a 30-second take
Pwede.
just in case EP decide to over push in a certain direction. But this is Evolution Power we're talking about. At this point in time, after having learned their lesson in Ankara, they're not gonna overheat.
Sobrang disiplinado niyan. Okay, Woods play. Second mid. XQQ from up above the angle that we've been talking about, peeking into vents. Gonna be able to hold the line dito.
Do they know?
Jail is the push. RS is the target. They're going to B site. And it is going to be Ryu Zhao to enter. Good job from Zay with the defense. But the Animals is come to play.
Oh my
7 plus
God.
as well. That's XQQ. Saan lilipat dito?
From
Yo.
connector now with YZK having taken down the Animals. It might be possible. Takes down one! Switches to
Oh.
gets the second! And C4S alone again! Oh my god, Mats! XQQ coming out of nowhere! Oh my god!
Inubos!
Yes, not even gonna get the chance to plant the C4 here. Just when we thought Brazil was gonna get it, Evolution Power equalized the scoreboard.
And just like that, Imperial, yung naipundar nila, it's completely gone. EP, 7-7. And 2 rounds away from match point dito, Imperial have got to start counting their lucky stars again. It's starting to look shaky. And EP are starting.
Oh my god! XQQ! This guy does not care. He was playing a mini game. He was playing a mini game.
Whack-a-mole.
Shoot the pixel.
AWM.
Whack-a-mole. Wow.
And naririnig ko na yung sigaw ni Madam Casey
Para siguro
all the
ang
way
sayang
from
kasama
Ubek.
ni ang saya siguro kasama ni XQQ pag nasa perya.
Oo. Let's see. EP pushing a lead. Woods play. Mukhang gusto mag-A attempt dito ng Imperial. Not a bad idea.
Yeah,
They have to get past YZK and YH.
And there's so much smoke here, man. There's so much time buying utility on the other side. Got a minute left. The Animals. Oh, YZK missing the shot. Don't check YH again!
Oh,
The spray down. He takes down 2. And he gets away with murder out in broad daylight. There is no revenge for Imperial, at least for now.
GDSZ.
2v4. GDSZ chases down YZK. Now, the kill coming from Ryuza, but now it's going to be GDSZ now all alone. 1v3 here, having been left behind by his comrades. He's going to have to plant the bomb. It's going to be desperate. He's going to have to stay alive amongst this crazy push. 3v1. And it's gonna be an onslaught from Evolution Power. Different angles covered, flashes, utility being thrown out in his face, trying to hide behind the wheels, and now he takes down one, taking down the second. It might be possible. There is time. And Nino's right here, right across, wishes to the cult, does not see him, moves on. Headshot! The IGL turns things around single-handedly!
Holy moly, GDSZ! The 1v3 hides from the flash. Goes in with the AK na ubos bala lipat. Colt ubos tatlo. What a clutch. And Imperial gets bailed out by the IGL. Saktong timeout pa nga. Oh my god. What the heck was that?
For the love of God. This is one hell of a series.
This is Crossfire.
This is Crossfire, man. The CFS Grand Final in full swing, highlights everywhere, storylines unfolding with every game on screen, man.
Feeling ko, Josh, nagigising na yung kapitbahay ko kakasigaw ko. Pero okay
Ako
lang.
rin eh, feeling ko rin eh. Pero okay lang, kaya na nila yan.
Lang. If they could see what I see, they'd be screaming too. Shoutout dyan sa comments natin sa ating still viewers at...
May mga nagtatanong kung next game daw yung Ubik Maniac. Guys, bukas na.
Well,
Patulugin niyo muna kami.
teka lang. Josh. Next game, SGJ Reborn. Pero bukas na yon. Pero
Bukas
next game
na yun.
naman talaga. Next game naman
Patulugin
talaga.
niyo muna kami, guys.
Paggising namin, SGJ. Pero next game naman talaga. Okay.
Right.
And we go again. A bit of a breather. Pero it's time to find the winner. One way or another, it's either EP or Imperial. It's either matatapos na ang gabi natin or we go to map number 3, that is Compound.
Let's be honest, man. I hope it doesn't go that way. But hey, for
the sake
Ubik
of
Maniac to
Ubik,
make it into the
oo.
playoffs, man, we need the 2-0 to happen here. So Evolution Power, give them all your energy.
Yeah.
5-man push Imperial, again, going back to their old ways. Nice and quick already in MR, but XQQ is lying in wait. Crosshair ready to take them down.
GDSZ forced off. 2-piece in MR, 1 in mid. 2 in woods. Second mid, left open. So, pwedeng pumasok ng vents at walang makakaalam. But the thing is, Imperial, they don't know that. Tsaka hindi rin madalas nagbe-vents ang Imperial dito, no? Pagkarang last-ditch effort na. Pansin ko, doon lang sila nagbe-vents. Tsaka lang nila in-explore yung option ng vents. But if they do it right now, it's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, it's empty, man. There's no one in control room. No one in second mid. So Imperial might be getting that read. Smokes out as they push up through second mid. That's going to be a 4-man push here. Mino on the other side. I don't think they're going to be aware of this push. But he does see the smoke coming. So the flash is out. Trying to discourage them from pushing on forward. Mino's going to be first point of contact. Gets taken down here immediately by 7. Zay from the top of the rafters. 7 good for 1. Zay the second, maybe the third. And he does connect it. Oh my god. The C4 is going to be out in the open, but E4S shows up. Here comes the pincer. 2v1 E4S now going to be left alone. YH from behind them sees him. The C4 picked up. No plant just yet. Waiting for it. Up in 3F like a death from above. He takes him down and we're tied up again.
What the heck was that, Zay? Akala ko wala na when Imperial started getting the kills, but then Zay showed up. He was a wall. Bawal pumasok, sabi.
You shall not pass.
Sabi ni Sikyo, bawal pumasok. And
Sabi ni Kuya Guard.
Zay held still. And EP equalized again, 8-8. And remember, Josh, dito tayo nagkatalo. Dito tayo nagkatalo sa Ankara.
Dito nga talaga. Now, EP. We'll see if the long run is gonna be worth it. XQQ. Same thing, first point of contact. No one's going to be going towards his crosshair, at least for now. And Imperial, a little bit of an exploration. Look at Ryuzao. He has an idea. There's nobody in second mid. Zay is watching that angle. There's flashes coming in from connector as well. But there's so many people here. It's going to be coming in from connector. They walk in. Tomino, he takes one. XQQ is there as well.
Oh my God.
An impenetrable
God.
wall held by Evolution Power.
Eto na.
Ryuzao and the E4S so far away, and the C4 now in no man's land for now. YH coming in from behind as well. Get the backstab over onto Ryuzao. E4S gonna be the last enigma, and now having taken that shot, they know where he is. Playing up
Bulag
on 3
pa.
at the flashes, the name is being taken down with all bombs all around him. Everything, including the kitchen sink, up through 3F. And he has to be desperate. He has to find a way, but he cannot find any purchase.
It's just like Ankara, Josh. 9-8 in favor of EP. And they are now one step away from concluding this series, from taking Imperial's map pick away. And it has been a messy, bloody, grueling match, but EP are starting to pull ahead. What is Imperial gonna do? Mukhang mag-rush na naman dito. 7, 1 HP left. Pulls the brakes, but Imperial are investing so much into this luwag push. YH inside of the site, and EP ready to receive dito, Josh. YH strikes first, Execute strikes second, and Imperial falling down like flies. 7 papasok na rin, but Zay is here, and IMP are falling apart. The Animals goes in for a last-ditch effort, but he goes down as well. 7 with 21 HP has got nothing to show for. EP has done it. 2-0. And they have completed the 2-0 sweep against Imperial. Ubek have a chance at playoffs.
Ubek Maniac now. First step for the playoffs chances para sa ating mga natitirang mga Pinoy representative dito sa Hangzhou. Maraming salamat Evolution Power and congratulations. What a showing out of the Chinese squad. Same thing, no? It's literal deja vu. 10-8 comebacks from EP for both maps here to make a statement that China is not to be trifled with.
EP as composed as ever. Wala men, kayang-kaya ng Ubek Maniac tong Imperial. Ito, it goes without bias.
It goes without bias.
It's my professional analytical opinion. Kayang-kaya ng Ubek Maniac tong Imperial.
Ako na yung
Nauubos
nagsasabi.
Nauubos eh.
No bias.
Nauubos eh.
It's over, man. It's so over, pare. See this sub base from Imperial, they lose like this on sub base, their own map pick. There's no way they can win against the Ubek Maniac Bisaya sub base here. And Ankara, the way they played on Ankara, pare, it did not look good either. And remember, Ubek Maniac, they're a much faster team. Having scrimmed against matches so many times over the years, there's no way they can be caught by surprise by this Imperial squad. But man, what a series it was. Comebacks on both maps here. From Imperial, a fiery start only to be fizzled out at the end by Evolution Power. What more could you ask for? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Pero yes, a very exciting series. But from what they've shown us, I really think na mas refined yung playstyle ng Ubek Maniac sa sa sub-base dito. There's literally I know we joke around a lot about it, pero I really think na sobrang mas pino yung set plays dito ng Ubek Maniac in sub-base. And remember, this is the signature map din ng Imperial. That says a lot because I really think that Ubek Maniac have an ace above Imperial just as long as they get past the steamroll phase. Yung steamroll phase, yung unang few rounds na dire-diretso lang dito, yung Imperial, unstoppable talaga sila doon eh. Basta makalagpas doon ng Ubek Maniac, I think kayang-kaya na lang talunin tong mga to.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the mental game right now for Ubek Maniac. Remember, they're a very young roster. They need to be able to focus up. And we saw on day one, right? Once they got tilted, it got hard to get back into the rhythm of things. But at least based on the last 2 days, man, Ubek Maniac, they've matured maybe a couple of years within the space of a couple of days just because of the quality of competition that they're going up against here in Hangzhou. And I'm so excited for tomorrow, man. Tomorrow will be the day that we find out, will Ubek Maniac, a debut international roster coming out from here in the south of the Philippines, coming out from Cebu, Minglanilla, Lapu-Lapu, Consolacion, wherever the hell they came from right now, they are here to make a statement. It's the new age of CFS Philippines.
Yes. And they look primed to do so. They look tomorrow is hopeful. Guys, bukas ang laban ng Ubek Maniac. So make sure not to miss that. I believe it starts at 4 p.m. Pero supportan din natin ng SGJ Reborn. They still have a match tomorrow against Next Up. Pero tingnan muna natin yung set summary. Oops, nakalimutan ko na. May game nga pala tayo nakakatapos na. 8 to 10. And it looks very similar to that first map, no? Imperial, it feels like they just run out of steam. And I mean that in the literal sense, no? This is a team that is very much so pivoted by their willpower. At pag naubos na yung willpower na yon, parang ubos na rin yung strategy. And that's the difference between them and Ubek. Ubek, madami talagang nakaplano sa mga mapa nila.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about how Imperial plays, man, it reminds me so much about Mad Chess, right? They're a team that focuses on the flow state and keeping it nice, fast, and split-second decisions working out for the team. But when it comes down to it, it's just not sustainable as a play style. Not sustainable in the long run. As you could see, Evolution Power, all they needed to do was outlast that initial fiery push from Imperial, and the same can be said for Ubek Maniac tomorrow.
Tinan nyo naman yung map
Yon,
differential
pare.
dito. Ubek now leading ahead because of the set differential. All they have to do is beat one more opponent at pasok na sa playoffs ang Ubek. Bukas yan, guys. You're not gonna want to miss that.
Definitely not gonna be missed. And of course, for SGJ, the SGJ fans out there, may laban pa ang SGJ. Oo, di sila makakapasok ng playoffs, pero pare, kailangan pa rin natin ipagmayabang yung ating first seed out to the Philippines, there to prove that it's not just one team in the Philippines. We are a region to be afraid of.
Actually, no. Ubek Maniac, because of this win, because of this convincing win from EP, kahit 1-2 yung score, basta mababa yung map, yung round differential, there's still a chance na makapasok. Kahit matalo sila na 1-2 yung score, tas mababa yung map difference, pwede pa rin manalo dito. Pwede rin makapasok ang Ubek. Pero hindi na tayo magpapaganon. 2-0, dudurugin yan ng Ubek Maniac. Oo.
Tama. Hindi talaga tayo papayag, man. I mean, we already have a set differential advantage for Ubek Maniac. If they can win, it doesn't need to be a 2-0, it can be a 2-1. Pero, syempre, mas comforting yun, no, na it doesn't end on only one map. You need to just win it. There's so much room for error, so much allowance, no, kumaga para sa Ubek Maniac. Pero kasi, man, the way that Ubek Maniac plays, the way that the pace at which they improve as a team, I truly believe that over the last 2 days, these guys will have plugged up the holes in their map pool.
Yeah.
The mistakes already made. I mean, you saw what they did to Ankara. 1 day transformation, 24-hour transformation. Ankara going from, I think it was a 10-5 against Evolution Power to a full-on powerhouse on Ankara.
Yeah, and of course, we're gonna find out tomorrow, pero grabe yung match na yon. Hinga muna tayo dito, Josh. Can't wait to have the matches tomorrow.
Up to see what happened.
Can't wait to see what happens bukas sa ating matches. Pero maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumusuporta pa rin ngayon sa Crossfire Philippines. Sa mga nagtatanong, guys, bukas ang laban ng Ubek. Kalaban nila ang Imperial Esports, yung team na natalo ngayon. And SGJ dan kalaban naman nila ang next stop. Simula 2 p.m. I hope makita ko na kayo. Kayong mga nandyan sa comment section.
Yan.
Isa-isa kayo. I'm looking
like
at you right
page.
now. Pag wala kayo bukas dito, ipi-PM ko kayo isa-isa. Joke lang.
Single nga pala si Didom. No? Kaya
ay,
kasi
hindi
wala siyang kausap paggabi.
Hindi ganon. Wait. Not like that. Pero guys, the boys are going to need your support tomorrow. So 2 p.m. Kita-kits tayo bukas. We will support SGJ and Ubek Maniac. And
Full
this
force.
is a shot. Yes, this is a shot for Ubek Maniac to get into playoffs. A real shot against Imperial. And this is the Brazil number 1, ha? This is still the front runner in Crossfire. So marami pa rin talagang yung predictions I would be excited to see tomorrow. Pero I wouldn't be surprised if tayo lang mga Pilipino ang bumoto.
It's probably just us and Sneaky Frog.
Yeah. Kasi guys, the way it is people don't know how good Ubek Maniac is.
Yeah, I mean,
they've gotten a glimpse for that nung nakalaban ng EP. Mas tumagal pa ang Ubek Maniac kumpara sa Imperial.
Yeah, they got a 2-1 right in the end. And at the same time kasi pare, international debut kasi talaga ng Ubek Maniac. And if it's the same way for us, it's gonna be going like that. Pero yun nga, mga kaibigan, kami muna yung mamamahalang babato namin kayo sa China. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Give us full power para sa mga Pinoy bukas sa broadcast, 2 p.m. right here on Crossfire. See you guys next time. Hindi pa pala.
打个招呼吧。
Hello， 大家好，我是 EP 的硬汉。
首先是恭喜你们拿到了本场比赛的胜利，赢得非常的不容易，整个过程大家看的是惊心动魄的，能分享一下此时此刻的心情吗？
就有那种绝地翻盘的感觉。
有种绝地翻盘的感觉。来回顾一下，其实第一张图的抑郁开局，我们当时是从1-6开始的，比分落后的时候，内心在想什么？
想着不放弃嘛，就觉得还能翻，然后米哥顶了一波嘛，然后给我们保卫争取了1分，然后想着还是有希望的，潜伏的。
不放弃啊！1-6的开局，当时让大家都感到很慌，而且对面 IMP 枪杆在线，确实打得很硬啊。我们感到最大的压力点在哪儿呢？
他们的战术节奏比较快嘛，然后他们的道具跟枪法就比较在线，前期我们自乱阵脚了，有点。
但是好在上半场我们拿了3分，换边之后还能玩啊。具体换边之后，我们作为前锋方的进攻思路有些什么吗？
就听严开指挥，要说一步做一步。
连追5分，拿到了第一张地图的胜利啊！来到第二图潜艇了，开局比分是一直落后，出现了什么样的问题打不开局面？
就保卫者枪法没顶住，然后被压了嘛，老是被压。
在下半场有一分是非常关键的，来到比分7-7平的时候，当时的残局我们这边是非常大的优势，一个3打1，但最终是让对面 GTSC 危了一个残局啊！出现了什么样的问题吗？
就是人的走位乱了，就是步枪没在一起，本来是狙拖的，然后小 T 先下了，然后大 T，就是先一打，然后就打乱了，两边没同步。
就是可能最后在残局的时候沟通没有做好，没有做到同步，给到对面机会了。希望下次不要再犯这样的问题了，真的看得让人太慌了。而且最后我们其实是连拿3分拿到这一场的胜利的。那想看到，其实，在今天的整个过程当中啊，我们在道具投掷上好像有了一些新的思路，是吗？做了什么样的准备呢？
就赛前研究。现在我看比赛，就很多赛区的选手都道具比较新颖，然后战术比较丰富嘛，然后我们自己在线上的时候就研究新的道具、新的投资嘛，
也是借鉴了很多其他赛区的队伍他们的一个道具丢掷方式，做了一些针对。那之后我们的赛程其实依旧非常的紧凑，而且今年确实其他赛区的队伍都在加强，对于我们 CN 赛区来说是一场非常难的应战了。那之后的赛程有什么想要说的吗？
加油加油再加油吧！
加油加油再加油！这边也是再次感谢一下硬汉接受到采访啊，希望你们能够在之后的赛程当中越来越好。但是再次感谢所有 CFR 们长期的守候和陪伴啊！今天的4场比赛真的是非常的精彩。那明天呢，还是会有4场 BO3带给大家，所有的队伍啊，依旧都是给我们带来很精彩的内容。我们是期待所有的战队都能有更好的表现。那我们再次感谢硬汉，谢谢。
Okay, we're back. So, mali pala. Hindi muna kami alis. Bumalik lang kami. No, excited lang yata kami matulog. Pero but there's a lot of excitement, man, for tomorrow. A lot of fates are going to be decided sa mga matches bukas. The only thing that makes a difference here, Ubik Maniac, I think, have a higher chance of getting into the grand final because of the way that Evolution Power were able to beat them today. It was 2-0, not a 2-1, which we were all asking for here. And there's so much to be cheering for, no? Full force Filipino audience tayo bukas dapat kasi yung SGJ last match nila dito sa group stage before silang mamaalam muna sa ating tournament. And then for Ubik Maniac, the same can be said as well. So dito tayo, tamang tingin muna tayo sa standings. Paalala lang, ito yung ating kalabasan after the first 4 days ngayon. Both Empire, all gamers here are right at the very top of their group.
And I think ito yung isa sa mga groups na set in stone na yung mangyayari.
Oh, that's true.
Group C, one of the more volatile ones. Ayan, Ubik Maniac have a chance. Yung ibang matches kasi, no, parang formality na lang, pero ito mahalaga pa rin talaga. Decider pa rin between Ubik and Imperial. And then we go over to group number D. Letter D.
Number D.
Group letter D. And ito yung isa sa mga matches din na parang sure na antisocial and 3BL yung mga kapasok ng playoffs. Pero SGJ, syempre, they wouldn't want to go home without winning, without a bang.
Yep. For sure. I mean, SGJ Reborn, pare, kailangan nilang magpakita ng statement na hindi sila madaling matalo. No? It just so happened that, honestly, this group right now, it's so hard to get past. No, antisocial team, you have Goken, you got 3BL on the other side, the Egyptian super team. So I feel like Next Up was definitely the only team that they had the chance of beating right now. After what we saw over the last few days. So kailangan talaga ng SCJ magpakita ng gilas bukas, no? If not for the win, it's for the pride pa rin, pare. They are the first out of the Philippines as well. So it's very important, not just for them, it's for us as well. For the fans out there, no, mga SGJ fans, mga Tondo gaming fans na nandyan, pagbalain na go ahead and give them your prayers, give them your energy tomorrow, because that's gonna be the way that they're going to end the year dito. Last match of the year of 2024 para sa SGJ bukas.
Yes, make sure to support us tomorrow. Support the boys at 2 p.m. Kita-kits na lang. Again, kami nga palang kasama nyo for the whole day today. Ako si Daydam kasama nag-iisang si Josuave. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. But until then, good night. Bye-bye.